Hey y'all, good day. Thank you for coming back to my channel. It's Naturally Mar. Today we're going to be reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now we're up to season 4 and this is episode 1. Now before we start, of course, please like the video and also subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share the video if you would like, or leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. So we start with Letitia and Marceau having a little dinner date. Marceau thanks Letitia for letting him go to Africa by himself to get his head clear. Because, last season he was claiming that, he was suffering from a little bit of depression. Anyhow, he also claims how, his phone didn't really work out there. He was in a different time zone. And, it just helped him, clear his head, get things right. Now, Tisha, we all know that you don't honestly believe this, sis. Did you really think that letting him go, and allegedly with a side piece, to Africa before you and family? He didn't even offer to have you and the kids join him a few days later where it can then be a family trip. Anyhow, out of this trip, now Marceau values time, and he brings up wanting to have a chief of staff. And they discuss this a little bit. Tisha is more worried about the sex of the chief of staff that he's going to have, and states that she will be the one to choose the person who's going to be this chief of staff for Marceau. Anyhow, the way, Tisha and him start talking, and they start talking about the picture. And Letitia always claims that she's not really reading the comments, but by the way she's commenting, we can see that she definitely reads the comments of things that have been going on. And of course calls Marceau messy for even posting the picture. Tisha and him start talking, and they start talking about the picture. And Letitia always claims that she's not really reading the comments, but by the way she's commenting, we can see that she definitely reads the comments of things that have been going on. And of course calls Marceau messy for even posting the picture, of the Atlanta 2015 boys trip. And as she starts trying to bring up coleslaw, Marceau stops her and saying, didn't we discuss this? We weren't going to give this person any energy. And she still continues trying to bring up, what she says, and he comes up with, if someone calls you a dog, don't bark. Marceau always comes up with anything. Anyhow, all right, so next up we have Martell and Lewis at Lewis's business. I think it's like a gym/training center. I'm not sure. Martell is still talking about Melody, of course, and, claims that, she doesn't answer his phone calls when he's trying to call and speak to his kids every night. And, still, of course, pushing the narrative that, Mel also was cheating on him throughout their marriage. Yada. Martell, yes, you are the bad guy. You cheated on Mel with multiple people and with one specific person for 5 years. So Mel stepping on you once, no one's going to fault her for that. Anyhow, Lewis brings up how, feels that everyone was really attacking him and Tiffany at the reunion. And Martell also agrees. And then, of course, they talk about the picture that Marceau posted on Instagram. And Lewis is like, well, didn't that break bro code? All right, so moving forward, we get to Kimmy and Maurice. And, we meet her new dog, Jesus, because, of course, she said that dogs and children give unconditional love. And Maurice tried to bring up and husbands, and she's like, nope, dogs and children. So, they talk about the stress over the last few months, and Kimmy, of course, brings up the photo, and why would Marceau feel the need to post something like that? And Maurice still feels like he just did it as a joke. And Kimmy wants to know if there's any truth to some of the comments that Coleslaw has made. And, Maurice looked at her like, are we really going to be talking about this now? And, started to stutter his way out of Kimmy's question. And Kimmy was like, the direct question is, did you sleep with the linebacker? Well, he kind of answered it a roundabout way. Because Kimmy was like, it's either yes or no. She didn't want all the runaround. And, he claims that he didn't sleep with any linebackers, but it doesn't mean that you didn't cheat on Kimmy. Anyhow, Kimmy didn't appreciate the negativity that it brought to the family and, was basically telling Maurice that he needs to care about the effect that it's having on her and, of course, on the family. And, he's trying to say, like, if it's not something that matters to him, he doesn't feel the need to care about it. So we'll see how that works out for them. Next, we have Destiny in the recording booth, sounding a hot mess on 10. And then we get Tisha appearing as she's recording, and, Destiny comes out of the booth and, they have a chat. And Destiny says that, over the time period, their friendship is, starting to grow. We find out that, Destiny was going through some tough times and had to lean on getting public assistance because she was going through her savings in a 401k just to survive. Well, we need more of that story because it's still not clear, all that went on. It would be nice if Destiny opened up more because we don't really know much about Destiny. She also claims that, she hasn't really spoken to Mel to even share her music or what's going on in her life. Loving Mel from far because of the distance that Mel has chosen to put between them. They also bring up Mel hearing their conversation that Destiny and Tisha was having after the reunion or during the reunion, and saying that the chat that she had was with Mel, that Mel called Tisha her enemy. This is a surprise to Tisha. She's like, I'm her enemy? Tisha claims that she doesn't look at Mel as an enemy and that Mel does these things with other friends. Like, they're basically saying that Melody is not a good friend. All right, so next we have Mel and Kimmy meeting up for a chat over charcuterie. It was a nice little meetup. I love me some charcuterie, some wine and cheese and fruit, crackers and bread. I'm always here for that. Anyhow, they talk about her getting a dog and how it helps to calm her. And Mel asks her if she's okay with the rumors. And of course, they talk about the post that Maurice did. Now, Kimmy tells Melody that, she doesn't know what he was thinking and why what would come of posting something like that. Kimmy says that they were, her and Maurice were together during those times. I mean, they had just bought a house in 2014, but they weren't married yet. So this is her saying that she's not, if he did cheat, she's not going to take offense to it. If it happened, something that happened after August 2018, after they were married, then it would be a problem. Now, Mel said, I believe my husband too, and look where it got me. Anyhow, Mel also talks about not being cool with Tisha and looks at her different after the reunion, both her and Destiny. And when she realized that things weren't as cool as she thought they were with Tisha, when at the reunion, Tisha brings up how Melody was trying to ruin her marriage. She also brings up the hearing Destiny and Tisha talk about Mel And Mel doesn't really explain exactly what was said during the convo, but says that she did have a talk later on with Destiny about it, and how Destiny apologized for talking bad about Mel to Letitia. Mel then also invites Kimmy to her pajama party that she's having, and make sure she lets her know that, of course, Destiny and Letitia are not invited, so don't tell them, because she doesn't want to have any uninvited guests show up to her party. Then next we get the dinner, the Scott's dinner. So we meet another Scott brother. So we meet Mika and his wife, Davina. And then, of course, Kimmy and Maurice come in. We have Tisha and Marceau as well. As soon as they sit down, Kimmy gets things started and, brings up the post that Marceau made. Now, Marceau says that he didn't think that it would cause a problem, a little getting in trouble with your wife, maybe, or maybe people just thinking, oh, okay, Marceau just lied about not being there, but not that it would really affect anybody in any real way. And Kimmy points out that the thing is that the things that he says and does affects his wife. Now, both Kimmy and Maurice are looking at Tisha and said, Tisha claims that, oh, it didn't affect her. Come on, Tisha. We all can see it in your eyes. We know that things like this affect you. You're reading the comments. Well, she claims she only now reads the comments if she's in a good mood. Why would you even want to read the comments if you're in a good mood? Because some of those comments can be very negative, and that can affect you. I mean, you're human. We don't expect things not to affect you. But you can't tell me that the conversation that came after Maurice posted, the continuous conversations of him being a cheater, didn't affect you. Because if it didn't affect you, the season prior, when you guys were at your Black release in Houston, when you saw him talking to a woman or coming close to speaking to Kyra, you got all in your feelings and had to pull him away and had tears in your eyes. As Marceau is talking his ish about, how he felt, if you see their sister-in-law Davina's face, that is the look that everybody must have had while watching this episode, because Marceau, I don't know about Marceau. I don't think anybody's going to really like him too much this season. Now, Maurice brings up about the, to give an example of why, Marceau should have taken it more serious. Like, it's not a joke. Like, if he brought up something about him having side babies and posted something like that, they wouldn't like it. And then, of course, they said, oh, no, well, that would be low, And then, of course, Maurice states, he claims that, there are plenty of things that he knows about the situation that he doesn't say, like he doesn't bring to light. And then it ends there. Well, Maurice, basically you're saying that both of y'all Scots, you lie and cover for each other, all of you. So you're all cheating, but then you cover each other's tracks. So Kimmy and Tisha, just listen to what they're saying. All right, y'all. Well, that is my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, episode 1. And let's see what next week brings. Thank you for watching the video. See you next time.